Hey there, this is Professor Hartley, and I thought I would take you through the steps of creating your blog on Blogger, blogger.com, which is where you get in to do the editing and creation and so on. That's not the address for viewing it, but we'll take a look at that as we go through here. But in order to get in and edit and create your blog, it's blogger.com, and once you're signed in, as you can see over here, I'm signed in. I just created this account, so it doesn't have a lot set up with it yet. I just did it so that I can take you through here. The sign up is very simple. If you don't already have a Google account, if you do, you can just do that with your Google. If you have Gmail, for instance, then you're already all set. So I will click on create a new blog, and I'm going to call it OU Groove, just to keep with the title of the text we're already using. And let's see, yeah, so we'll call this OU Groove blogspot.com. It's available, tells you right away in case you're using your name or something and somebody else already has a blog with that name. And one of the features that is nice about Blogger, it's much better in WordPress, but for our purposes here, this is great, is you have a choice of different themes to start out with. And just out of curiosity, I will start with this travel one, just see how it goes. You can always switch your themes. The one thing you want to be careful about is switching themes after you've already developed something through the gadgets, they call them. They call them widgets in WordPress. You might lose those if you set things up for those in a particular theme and then switch themes, but that's no big deal. You can always catch up with that later. So anyway, create blog, and here it comes. Find a domain name for your blog and connect it instantly. No thanks. Because we're just going to stay right on the Blogger hosting site. So here we go. I'm just going to create a post. The blog is already created. I will just create and I will just call this my first post. And here you can see you can add different elements. Let's see. Okay, let's say my first post. I usually use WordPress, so this is all new to me, and this might be good for you since you'll see me going through some of the same steps that you'll be going through. Okay, I put it in heading so that we can get some larger text showing up there as the title heading. And here is some text just for this demonstration. Oops. Now, one thing I didn't do in a video that I was looking at, that would automatically go back to normal. It clearly didn't. So you want to just take a look at that. So here's some text for demonstration, and just to save time, I will paste that many times here. All right, and let's publish that just to take a look at it. And when you hover over, right now you don't see any options here, but once you hover over this space, edit, view, share, delete. So let's take a look at it. Let's see what happens. All right. Ah, okay. See, I might not keep this theme, but anyway, this is what it looks like if you do have it. In WordPress, anyway, you can edit all of this. You can put in your own images and so on. That's one of the reasons I use that rather than Blogger. There are a lot of things you can do in Blogger and a lot that you cannot also, and I'm just learning as I go along. Now, one thing to notice here is here's the title, and then I added this header here, so clearly we don't need that there. So just for a quick change here, let's go into Edit, and I'll just get rid of that. And it's good to, ooh, it kept that styling there, so that's one thing to be aware of. All right, now update that, and instead of clicking view, I'm just going to go back into this. See, now we've got the title, and there's no need for that extra heading. Let me get back in here, and okay, edit, and now I want to add a photo, so I will click on the photo image and choose a file to upload. Here's our class folder, some images. Let me just say I'll choose this one, just for fun, and see what we end up with. Okay, add selected, and you can see it automatically resized itself. If I click on that, okay, we can resize it also this way. So I'll just put it in extra large. We'll see what that actually looks like, because sometimes that won't work well with whatever's on the side here. Yeah, see, that's what I was afraid of. When you make it that large, it goes over into the other space. So you just want to check and make sure it's looking exactly the way you want it to. Okay, click on it again, go back to large. Let's just give that a try. Reload the page, and well, it doesn't look large to me, but that's fine. Now notice you've got a little glove here saying that that's a link, and it actually takes you to that image if you want to see that. So, oh, okay, yeah, here it is. It's set to have these images hover above the page when you click on it. So let's go back to the page here, and that we can take a look at in some of these settings here. We're not here to earn money, and in fact I would urge you not to set anything up for our class site in the earnings page. Comments, let's take a look at that. There are no comments. Okay, that's just where you go to see if there are any. Let's go to pages, and there are no pages, but we can create one. You click new page, and it's just like creating the blog post or entry. You can create a page, and let's just say page number 1, and I'll just get another photo, choose a file, and let's say this one here. We'll add that in there. This isn't going to be especially meaningful, but now we've got a page here. You can view the page, and here it is. That's what we just created. Now you'll notice if you reload this, and you go to the main page, the front page here. Let me see where there should be a menu that will tell you where the page is. All right, I'll have to explore this theme a bit. So let's get back here, go to Layout, and this is where you can add what they call gadgets. In WordPress they're called widgets, but these are various functions, for instance, about me, a blog archive. If you click on Add a Gadget, we can say featured post. I'm not especially interested in that. Blog search, that actually would be a good one to have on there. And we'll just leave it as that. And there, now you've got search this blog and save, always press save. And for now, let's go back here, we'll reload. And now you see the search has shown up here. Let's go back. I'm going a little quickly just to not take too much time here. But here's the theme. Now, I'm really not happy with this particular theme. So I think I would prefer something else to get started. So let's just go with this basic one right here. Apply to blog. Skip back up. I don't have anything worthwhile on there yet, so I don't need to do that. And now we'll reload. And here we go. Okay, so yeah, I'm a little happier with this. The other one was a little too distracting for my taste. And here's some demonstration text. This is the first post. Up here, okay, I'm just checking this out, see what's available. I'm not sure where the pages show up, but I will let you know when I figure that out. Okay, now this has some options here. You can add these different features to your page. And now let's go back. So I chose a new theme, and settings will be important for the class. Here's the domain name that we're using, ougroove.blogspot.com. We don't have a separate domain, and there's no reason to do that since this is free. If you were using WordPress, you have to do that. There are some really good benefits to that, but for what we're doing, this is fine. We don't really, yeah, let's say tell this yes. That will make a difference in how things look as we get down the line. Posts show 7, doesn't really matter to me at the moment. Now this, remember I said when you click on the image it was hovering above the page. That's what's called Lightbox, and I actually don't care for that feature, so I'm going to tell it no and save that setting. Now when I click back in here, let's go to, let's see if I can get back to my page. Here's my page. Okay, now that still is a link, and now it just opens into a separate page, and you can link back to it. So it all depends on what you prefer. The Lightbox hovers above the page, and you can still see the original. It just sort of takes up the visual space, and then you click out of it. In fact, I'll just take it back to there for a moment to show the difference. Save the settings. Reload, and now see, you can still see the original page behind there, but the image is hovering up above in front. I'm not quite sure, it's mostly an aesthetic difference as far as I can tell. Okay, comments. Who can comment? Now this is kind of silly. This is Google just trying to keep everyone wrapped into their own business here. We might, as the semester goes on, switch to only members of the blog, depending on what happens. But part of what I'm hoping for is for this to be an exercise in public social media. So your blog, even though it's dedicated to the class, and it'll be for your classmates as well as for your instructors, the public will be able to see it, and I think that'll be an important aspect of it, is to have that sense that there is a larger world out there aware of what you're going to be doing. Comment moderation, right now we'll leave that as never, but if we end up with problems, especially if there are any from outside of class coming in, uh, then we might want to moderate that. That means you can edit or censor or delete any comments. Actually, you would look at them ahead of time before allowing them to be published on there. Now, this is important. It's good that it says yes. This is show word verification. That means if somebody is trying to post a comment, they will have to type in a code into a little box that pops up. And if this is some kind of bot, some kind of spamming robot that's just sending things out to blogs, they won't be able to do that unless it's a very sophisticated one. Right now, I'm going to leave that there. Email. Oops, I didn't save the settings, so let's go back. It's good that it warns you about that, because otherwise you'll lose the changes you made. Email, comment notification email. Now this I was having trouble with before, and I'm not. I will do a temporary. Let's just, in fact, write temp. And this is a way to post through email, which might be helpful if you're, for instance, in a waiting room or something, and you know you're going to have a lot of time, and you want to actually get your blog posted in time for a class deadline. That might be one way to do it. I wouldn't suggest posting email as your predominant way of going about it. But let's save these settings. I'm going to test this later and make sure that that works. I was having trouble with another blog I was trying out this morning. So comment notification will come to me through this address. Language and formatting, search preferences. Okay. As I said, I don't use this much, so I'm just kind of exploring it myself right now. You can import content from another blog. I'm not going to do that right now. Videos from you can back them up as well. You can delete the blog. Allow blog feed. These we will keep all here as they are user settings. Just general blogger. I believe Google Plus is a subscription account for all the different Google functions. You've got the Google apps here, and I try to avoid Google as much as possible. But anyway, there's the blog, and let's get back in here. We'll do one more post just to close it out, and we'll say my second post isn't this great. And then the other thing is you can add a video here. So you can go to YouTube and let's say blogger tutorial. Let's just take a look and see what we can find. All right, I already actually looked through some of these, and it's hard to find good ones. But let's see. Well, let's just randomly. I don't think this is even blogger. This is once you start using the word blog, it's going to bring up a lot of different things. Okay, how to use blogger gadgets. That would be actually a good one to take a look at. So let's publish it and view that post. My first post, let me see. Oh, okay, no, I want to, it moves to the top. I was expecting it to be below. Okay, and you can see it'll start playing immediately right in there.
Hello, this is
Okay. All right, so for right now, that's just getting your Blogger blog set up, and I'll just leave it at that.